Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Nikki. I make all kinds of videos here on YouTube: health, wellness, fitness, lifestyle, modeling tips, all kinds of stuff, vlogs, random pointless clothing things. The trash man has just come and he is making so much freaking noise right now. I'm so sorry. He's about to leave. I've had to restart this 3 times because he keeps leaving and then coming back. But I just made a nice coffee in my Starbucks cup from this morning. Coffee number 2 of the day, but you know what, who's counting? So yeah, today's video might be a long one. Again, I'm gonna wait for the trash man to kind of GTFO before I really get started diving into this video. But grab your coffee or your tea or your water and come hang out with me and let's talk fitness. Let's talk 10 things I wish I knew before starting my fitness, health, weight loss, wellness journey. If you guys haven't been keeping up with my journey here, I have lost 36 pounds within the last 1.5 years. So I do have a little bit of personal experience. Now, I'm not a certified nutritionist, personal trainer, anything of the above. I'm just a girl who toned up, lost some weight, found her new confidence, and I want to share my tips with you guys because you've been asking, so I'm gonna deliver. So long story short, there are so many pants. God darn it, can I get a break? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either the dog, or it's the washing machine, or it's the trash man. Like, it's always gotta be something. I even moved apartments. This happened to my old apartment. I even moved apartments, and this is still happening. Anyways, there's so much information, there's so much conflicting information, and there's so much information in general online and just out there in the world about fitness and health and nutrition and wellness. And I don't know about you guys, but throughout my journey, it's been 1.5 years, and I have found myself so many times feeling conflicted and not knowing what to do because there's so much information out there, and I always feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm doing too much, or I'm not doing the right thing. And the second I feel like I find kind of like a routine, I get tripped up because I find something else new, or I see something else that somebody else is doing. And that leads me into tip number 1, which is what works for somebody else may not work for you. I have had to learn this the hard way so many times. And when I say that throughout your fitness and health journey, you're gonna go through different phases. It's kind of like when you're going through like your middle school, your high school, your college phases, and you look back and you're like, what was I thinking? You know, you go through the like super crazy cardio 1200 calories phase, and you're like, oh my God, like, did I actually do that? You go through the keto phase, you go through the paleo phase, you go through, and you might not go through any of these phases, but I certainly did, because I started off just kind of like eating whatever, eating healthy, and kind of working out in a way that felt best for me. But I think once you notice the weight starting to come off, you kind of want to do more, I suppose. I felt so much pressure because I would compare my fitness journey to somebody else's and see that they, you know, were losing weight faster, or they were building muscle faster, or they were seeing results quicker. But I think it's really important to remember that you're not somebody else. First of all, you don't know to what extent they're telling the truth, because a lot of people online are embellishing. Let me just tell you that. Coming from somebody who works in the modeling industry, who knows a lot of influencers, who knows people, no tea, no shade, but like, people embellish, okay? I'm just gonna say that. So do not compare what you're doing to what somebody else is doing, because somebody might be preaching that they're eating this, this, and that, and they're doing these workouts when they're doing nothing of the sort. And also, just because keto or paleo works for somebody else and you try it and it doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean you're a failure, because the best diet isn't just the diet that's like the most glamorous or the most, has the craziest results and before and after pictures online. The best diet is the one that you're gonna stick to and the one that's gonna work for you. And I don't mean diet as in like one of these specialty like fad diets. I mean like the best way of eating that feels like it was working for you. It gives you your fitness results, but it also is something maintainable. So oftentimes it's going to be none of those diets. It's going to be something kind of in the middle, and it's going to take time. So that leads me into number 2, and that is that it takes a long time, guys. If you see somebody losing 30 pounds in a month, that is not healthy. That is not health. I mean, it depends obviously how much weight they have to lose and blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, for the average person, that is not that is not good, okay? It has taken me a year and a half to get to where I am now, and it was not linear. It was up and down. To make sustainable changes where you're not severely harming your body or putting your body under such like tremendous stress where you're harming your health, this is supposed to be a health and wellness journey too. You know what I mean? It's not just, so for some people, sure, it's just about, you know, physical appearance and weight loss, but I really think the best way to do it is putting your health at the forefront. And if you want to do it that way, it's going to take time, guys. Like, people want quick and easy results, and I've been there. And every time I try to get quick and easy results, I end up gaining the weight back. So just a word of advice, do it the right way. Seriously, if it takes longer, I feel like the longer it takes you, to be honest, the more you're apt to actually keep the weight off. Another thing I wish I knew is that fat loss is not linear. It's unfortunately like this. At least for me it was, and for a lot of people I know it is. You are probably gonna gain the weight back at some point. Not all of it maybe, but you know, you might do really well and be super good with your eating and your workouts, and then life throws you a curveball like 2020. I was really into lifting weights, and I was meal prepping, and I had like a whole travel workout routine, and I was killing it with my trainer. And then 2020 happened, and I think, you know, not just for me, obviously for everybody, like, life is always going to throw you curveballs. And so it's kind of how you progress through that and how you show your resilience. That's kind of what is going to shape your actual journey, because that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like, it happens, you go on vacation, or the holidays come around, or a pandemic happens. Like, a lot of stuff can happen that will throw you off track. You're not always going to be perfect. Life happens, you know? And that's okay. I once had someone tell me this, and it really stuck with me, and it was that it's what you do most of the time, not what you do sometimes. And so if you let yourself get super down about maybe going off track or skipping workouts for a little bit, or letting your body relax, or just kind of enjoying time with friends and family and eating maybe junk food, if you let yourself get really down and go off track and just kind of like go way overboard because you feel like, oh my God, I screwed up, that's gonna do a lot more damage than if you had just like let it go and forgotten about it and just had those fun meals and treats with your friends and family, than if you actually like punish yourself for it and then do this whole restrict, overeat cycle. My fourth thing I wish I knew is that essentially do not diet. This kind of goes hand in hand with one of my previous tips, but don't go on these diets, guys. I'm serious. Like, I've done it. Seriously, I have. I've done keto. I've tried low carb. I've tried paleo. I think there are benefits to them. If you're maybe a super regimented person and it needs to be black and white for you, then yes. However, at the same time, think long term. Yeah, you can be black and white, you could be super regimented, like you might need structure, but to what extent? Like, do you actually want to live by these food rules for the rest of your life? Or are you just accepting that this diet is a phase of your life? In that case, how are you going to transition out of it once you've lost the amount of weight that you want to lose? Because let's say you go low carb and you successfully lose the weight. Once you lose the weight, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay low carb forever? Or are you going to transition into a more balanced way of eating? In that case, you better have a backup plan for when you transition back and you start wanting to eat bagels and muffins and cookies and cakes. Because if you approached it in a more balanced way and allowed yourself to have those throughout your fat loss journey, you probably wouldn't want them and crave them in such quantities and abundance as you're going to when you come out of low carb. And this is coming from someone who's tried low carb. All you want is carbs, okay? So again, know yourself. That's the main thing here, is know yourself. What works for you is not gonna work for somebody else. What worked for me is not gonna maybe work for you. Maybe it will work for you. Again, it's trial and error. It takes time. I keep like circling back, but for me at least, if I could tell my former self, do not diet, don't do it. The fifth thing I wish I knew before starting my fitness journey is weight loss isn't about seeing how little you can eat to make progress. Again, if you want to put your health at the forefront, 1,200 calories, girls, and guys, it ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna cut it. And you know what's the sad part is, yes, sure, you will probably lose weight if you eat 1,200 calories, but guess what? You're not gonna have energy to do anything. You're gonna have no sex drive. You're gonna be so lethargic. You're gonna be moody, you're gonna be cranky, you're gonna have a million cravings. You're gonna be starving all the time. And this whole like workout, eat healthy, live an active, you know, glowing lifestyle. Like, I don't know if glowing lifestyle makes any sense, but like, you know, when you glow from the inside out, when you know you're just radiating because you're healthy and you feel it, that's not gonna happen if you're severely under eating. It's just not. Food is fuel, you guys. I think it comes with time, and after a while during your weight loss journey, you think calories in, calories out. You start to have this like idea in your mind like, well, calories in, calories out, like if I eat less calories, you know, I'll probably speed up the weight loss process. No, you're gonna probably be stagnant because you're gonna kill your metabolism. You're not gonna have energy for any of your workouts, so you're gonna end up burning less calories, so it ends up equaling out anyways. You end up still plateauing after like maybe you lose like a couple pounds of water weight, and then you're so tired you've changed your metabolism and you've set yourself back. So seriously, it's such a waste of time. Like, I'm not, like, no BS. People that do that gain the weight back, period. Number 6 is don't underestimate the power of walking. Seriously, some of the times that I've seen the most progress in my body and in the way that I feel is when I have taken time off the gym for whatever reason, whether that be during the start of the pandemic or when I was moving, or when I first got my dog and he was a puppy and I had no time to go to the gym and I had to take care of him. I started walking, and I would just walk places to try to like get in a little bit of movement, some activity. With my dog, I have been walking so much because I have to. He's a pretty moderate activity dog, so like I need to walk him a lot. We go on like 2-mile walks a couple times a day, at least twice. So, you know, walking really, people have just now, I feel like, gotten on this train of like walking for exercise, but think about people in big cities. Think about people in like New York or Paris, and you see all these super fit people and you're like, but they eat like bodega breakfast sandwiches, or like French people eat croissants and bagels all day. They walk all the time. Like, they use public transportation, they're always on their feet. It's not like us LA people that just like sit around and drive in our car. And walking is so great because you don't have to shower afterwards. For the most part, like, unless it's extremely hot outside, you're not like dripping in sweat. You're not putting a lot of stress on your body. You don't have to drink a lot of caffeine beforehand. You don't really have to like hype yourself up to go for a walk. Whereas like with actual working out, sometimes you're just not feeling it. And I feel like it's also just so great for your heart, and it's just so good for your health. Fresh air is really good for your mental health as well. It's so nice to be out. Again, I'm sorry about my friggin' washing machine, but such is life. Walking seriously is awesome, and getting a Fitbit, it was one of the best decisions ever. I asked my boyfriend for it for Christmas 2 years ago. I have worn it every day. I love it. It's like so fun and entertaining to be like, oh, like, let me see how many steps I'm doing. And I think it's a really good way to gauge. Again, like, it's not the end all be all, like, don't use this obsessively, but it's a really fun way to kind of get an activity and feel like even doing household chores are exercise. You know what I mean? Like, you're vacuuming the house and you got like an extra 1,000 steps in, and you're like, oh cool, like, you know, I'm doing some movement. My next thing I wish that I knew at the beginning is that you don't need to say no to things or turn down fun experiences with your friends that you'll regret missing out on later because you were too worried about this not fitting your macros or not fitting in with your diet plan. You don't need to do that. Yes, you probably maybe shouldn't go out drinking and partying every single night, so use your own discretion, but learning the skill and the art of moderation is something that I wish I had begun with at the beginning of my fitness journey, and it's something that I think that long term is so much more important than so many other things that we drill into our minds about weight loss and about fitness, and moderation is something that will take you so much further in learning how to enjoy yourself while still maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Balance, I know it's so cliche, but seriously, that is the key. It really is. Do you ever see these people that you're like, how do they go out and do things all the time? They're always eating, you know, whatever they want. You never really see them excessively exercising or really stressing about things. They kind of just move in a way that feels good to them. And their life just seems to flow kind of effortlessly. That, my friends, is a person who epitomizes balance or moderation. If you want to go out to dinner and you want to have fun with your friends, treat yourself. But know yourself and understand how you can do it in a way that still fits your fitness goals and still will get you to where you want to go without making you feel like, you know, you overdid it or making you feel bloated or gross. There's a way to do it, and it takes time. Again, it takes time. It's trial and error. Don't deprive yourself. Don't feel like you can't go out. Guys, life is so freaking short. It really is. Again, it's what you do most of the time, not what you do sometimes. That, in the grand scheme of your fitness journey, in the 1.5 years, if you really think about it, if I can go back and think of in the 1.5 years of my fitness journey, after losing 36 pounds, if I had had a couple more times that I had gone out with my friends, or I had said yes to a dinner, or I had just had the damn pastry, I probably still would have lost the weight. It really would have been the same thing, you know? I would have had a lot less of that learning curve where it's like you then overdo it on days that you label your cheat days. It's really about moderation, and that is the key to a successful, balanced, healthy life. Another thing, and this is a big one, this one is very important, if not most important, something that I heard one time and it really stuck with me, it really resonated with me. There's certain like key phrases that I feel like throughout my fitness journey have really stuck with me, and I remind myself of them whenever I kind of feel lost. And this one is that the food will always be there tomorrow. You don't need to think that just because you had some ice cream today, you need to eat all the ice cream today because tomorrow you can't have the ice cream. That's what I mean by moderation, because that's gonna do so much more damage than just having a little bit of ice cream, having enough to make you feel satisfied, and then having some more ice cream tomorrow. And you can still have that ice cream the day after if you want to. Like, the ice cream will be there tomorrow. That's why this whole like cheat day and then restrict mentality is so flawed, and it's so not sustainable, because in real life, there's not just one day that you're allowed to eat ice cream or you're allowed to eat cheese puffs. I don't know. If you just have a little bit here and there, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. You just have some and move on with your life. The food, remember this, guys, say it with me. The food will be there tomorrow. Don't overstuff yourself. Don't think that this is the last freaking supper and you have to eat all of the ice cream today because tomorrow you're eating clean again. No, you do not need to do that. You don't. You can have ice cream today and you can also have it tomorrow, and you will still see progress. I promise. I swear. The 9th thing that I wish I knew, or I wish I had focused on at the beginning of my fitness journey, is the way that you approach food and nutrition and exercise in regards to self-love and how it's impacting your body on the inside and your mental health. Your body deserves for you to treat it with love. I don't want this to come off like in a corny way, but your body is a temple and you only have one. And so, yeah, you want to look your best, but you also want to feel your best. And your body deserves what my grandma used to say: if you really want something, you should let yourself have it. And this isn't just a whole video about telling you to give in to your cravings, because this goes both ways. This goes in the way of the food will be there tomorrow. Don't overstuff yourself, because you're gonna have a bellyache. You're not gonna feel good. You're gonna feel lethargic. You might have some bloating or some gas or whatever it might be. You're not gonna feel good if you overstuff yourself. So that's not treating your body with kindness and love. Overdoing it is not self-care. It's not self-love. But the same thing as deprivation is also not self-care and self-love. Eating healthy to a point where your body feels deprived and clean eating to a point where you don't allow yourselves the treats that your body is craving once in a while, that's not self-care, that's not self-love. That's not nourishing your body and making yourself feel good from the inside out. So think about what the food is going to do for you. Like, these carbs are gonna give me energy for my workout tomorrow, or this treat right now is gonna brighten my day a little bit, give me some comfort food. And yeah, like, you shouldn't place your emotional comfort in food always, but it's okay to sometimes get pleasure from food. Like, that's okay, that's human. Like, it's not something we need to like work on eradicating from our lives. Like, it's okay. That's something that's helped me a lot when I've thought about the all or nothing mentality and going back, and feeling like I want to go back to, you know, eat all the ice cream right now because you have to eat clean tomorrow. Is that what your body really wants? Is that gonna make you feel good? Is that gonna make your stomach feel good? When you think about, oh no, this isn't gonna fit my diet, but I'm really hungry, or I ate all my calories for the day, but I'm really hungry. Is that good for your body? Is that actually healthy? Like, your body is so intelligent, your body's so smart, it knows what it wants. Like, if you feel like you ate all your calories, but you're still hungry, actually physically hungry, eat. Or if you want a little something sweet afterwards, have it. That's the thing. Your body's telling you what it wants. And when you work with your body as opposed to against it, you're gonna put so much less stress on yourself. I think the progress is gonna happen more seamlessly, and it actually will happen without being such a struggle. And that goes hand in hand with the 10th thing that I wish I knew before I started my fitness and health journey, and that is to just enjoy yourself and love the journey and enjoy the journey. Don't always look at it as like, this is my end goal, I want to lose X amount of pounds, or I want to be this size, or I want to be able to lift this amount of weight, or I want to be able to run this many miles, and feel like the steps you take or the journey that it takes to get there is like a chore or a hassle or something that's miserable for you. Healthy food doesn't have to be bland. It doesn't have to taste bad. It doesn't have to be bro meals. Like, it can be if that's what you like, but you can add some spice to it. You can add flavor. It doesn't have to be low carb. It doesn't have to be any kind of diet. It can be whatever you want it to be, and that will make you enjoy it more. And then you also won't mind if it takes a little bit longer because you're actually having fun with it. I have fun now with my fitness and health stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I love making these big, delicious Buddha bowls. I love thinking of new recipes. I'm always baking, and my trainer's like, where do you come up with this stuff? And I'm like, girl, I genuinely really enjoy it. It's so much fun for me. And I look in my fridge and I'm like, what fruit in here is about to go bad? Like, how can I make this into a cake? You know, a healthy cake that's still great for having for breakfast, that's gonna give me energy, and it might give me a little protein, it's gonna give me healthy carbs, it's gonna give me nutrients, but it's also gonna be fun and delicious and fun to make and fun to eat. So do the workouts that you actually like. If you hate running, screw that. Go on the elliptical, or go for walks, or do yoga, or swim, or go for a bike ride, or rollerblade, or do anything. Some of the most fit people I know have never stepped foot in a gym ever, you know, and they still look amazing, and they still have abs and glowing skin and nice long hair and whatever, the whole shebang. You don't have to do what you think everybody else is doing. Make it fun for you. Figure out what is gonna be right for you. And it's kind of like a coming into yourself thing. Like, if this is gonna be a long-term thing for you, if fitness and health is gonna be a big part of your life from now on, think about it long-term. Put in the work for a year and a half, 6 months, however long it takes you. Put in the work to find what is sustainable for you long-term, what actually makes you happy, what you can maintain for the rest of your life. Because if you just take this year to really figure that out, the rest of your life is just gonna be easy. It's just gonna be routine. Every single time you fall off track or life throws you a curveball, it's gonna be that much easier because you already know what works to get right back into it. That's what happens to me now. Every time that I'm like, oh, you know, I eat a bunch of crap during the holidays. A bunch, literally a bunch. I stepped on the scale, I gained 6 pounds. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I just got right back into my routine. I came back to LA. I got right back into what I was doing before. Water weight. Like, it doesn't even, water weight or not, it doesn't even matter because all of that, gone. Just from knowing your body and knowing what works for you and getting right back into routine. No restrictions, no craziness, just doing what you need to do. And yeah, it's more work this way. It is kind of more annoying to like have all this trial and error. It's not just one fad diet, some little hit workout later, and a month later you lost 30 pounds. No, it's not like that. It's gonna take you a while, but long term, this is what's sustainable. And think about all the people that you see that lose the weight in a short amount of time doing a fad diet or some trendy workout plan. Look at them in a year. Look at them next summer. And this isn't to hate on them, because I get it. Again, I've been there. I totally understand the appeal. Saying it takes a year and a half is not sexy. It's not something people want to hear. People want to hear, I want it now. They want the results. They want it now. But that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, baby. You're gonna have to put in the work. And that's the unfortunate part. That is the biggest thing that I can say to you guys. Circling back to my first tip, it takes work, it takes time, it takes effort. And if you want it to be a lifestyle and you want to be able to effortlessly keep the weight off and live a healthy, balanced life, enjoying yourself, still going out with friends, still doing whatever you want to do, but looking and feeling the way that you want, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Whew, so that being said, I've now finished my coffee. I needed that coffee to freaking get through this workout. Video. It was a workout, literally. If you stuck around through the whole video, let me know which tip resonated with you the most. Again, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. I hope this was helpful. Please leave me your video requests down below. I'd be happy to do them for you. I love you all so very much. Panty, shh. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.